Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
I received a letter, dear Madam Clerk, pursuant to my authority in Section 3-1075 of the Home Rule Charter of the City of New Orleans. There will be a special council meeting held on the following day, Wednesday, February 4th, 2026 at 9 a.m. This meeting will be limited to the discussion and consideration of matters relative to the current financial condition of the city, including without limitation the status of the general fund and any other changes expected revenue or funding, and ordinance number 30,522, and any other matters that may properly come before the council. Please make necessary arrangements to have these special meetings cablecast live on the government access television channel and tape for recasting in the future. Sincerely, J.P. Morrell, Council President, New Orleans City Council. Roll call. Council President Morrell. Here. Vice President Willard. Councilmember McCarron. Here. Councilmember Harris. Councilmember King. Councilmember Green. Councilmember Hughes.
Here.
We have 5 members. We have a quorum.
All right, Councilmember Harris.
First up is the report of the Legislative Auditor.
We have a report of the Legislative Auditor. Can we vote to receive?
Yes, I'll move to receive. Seconded by Councilmember Morrell. 5 yeas.
Can we vote to add?
I'll move to add. Councilmember Hughes seconds. All in favor? 5 yeas.
All right. You could discuss.
Good morning.
Good morning.
As you can see, Mike unable to make it this morning, and we'll do our best. I'm Chris Province with the Legislative Auditor's Office, and I'm joined with Judy Detwiller, the Director of Local Government Services. As of today, our preliminary review indicates that the city's request totaling $6,845,155, as outlined below for the transfer from the 2025 revenue note, meets the applicability requirements of State Bond Commission's terms and conditions of approval for the City of New Orleans $125 million revenue notes. And you'll see in the first bullet here, $6,845,155 payable to Chase Payroll Card Funding Account for the purpose of funding employee compensation and related employee and employer payroll taxes for the pay period ended 1/31/2026. This is reflected in Exhibit A. You'll see there the total ADP transfer is the $6.8 million. The additional information we have on Exhibit B is for pay period ending 1/31/2026. This is for the admin biweekly and weekly payroll. The overtime pay came in at $326,751. This was slightly under the budgeted amount that we reviewed. Exhibit C is year-to-date gross payroll and overtime summary citywide through 1/31/2026. The total payroll currently is $46,125,518 with just over $3 million in overtime. Exhibit D, this is the projected balance that we're showing after today's transfer of $6.8 million. You're looking at a balance of just over $6 million. I will entertain any questions.
I do have a couple of questions. First of all, this indicates that we're about $1.3 million over the usual. We're usually at 5.5. What does this indicate? What is the increase?
That's correct. So the increase is for the terminal leave payout for employees that were let go early January. That is about $1.3 million. So you do see an increase here. So it is included in this current payroll.
Okay. And then the balance of the RAND to date is around $6.1 million?
Correct. Just over $6 million.
And then how long do you expect this to take us into the next payroll?
I anticipate next week you'll be out. There's probably going to be an uptick in overtime due to some Mardi Gras. So if there is remaining funds, it's going to be very little.
Okay. And then what are we going to do next?
So after that, the general fund will start to pay for payroll, and they've already been paying for the fringe side of things. So they'll just kind of absorb this piece here that transferred to ADP.
Do we have enough in our general fund to continue paying people?
You do. We have to continue to kind of row the boat in the right direction continually.
Councilmember Hughes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just wanted to follow up on Chair Harris's last question. So you said we will have enough money to continue paying people for how long, or do we know?
So I think that right now we see that it'll be continued along. The property taxes, we anticipate them to start flowing in. So we're continually monitoring that cash, and how long is probably not. There's probably not a definite answer right now. I think eventually, you'll have to go back and probably get more funds, but
Okay.
we're continually looking at that and trying to figure out when that time period is.
And
Okay,
Councilman
thank you.
Hughes, we'll continue to monitor even when this RAN is over to help make sure that there's, things are taken care of and moving in the right direction.
Okay, great. Thank you all. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Councilmember Willard.
Thank you. So once the funds are depleted, are we still going to have this weekly meeting with you guys?
I don't anticipate the weekly meeting. I can't be certain of that. Mike Wagasback would have to speak to that, but we will continue to be working with the city, monitoring payroll, monitoring expenses, and doing what we can to help y'all stay on the right path.
Thank you.
To follow up, any other questions? To follow up on Council Vice Chair's question, if we have to go back for another RAN, then I anticipate that we will then have to have these weekly meetings again.
That would be up to the State Bond Commission. This was a term and condition of that particular RAN. I can't say to how they would handle another additional RAN if you took it.
Council President Morrell.
Yeah, I think from that bond commission meeting, this was an extenuating circumstance because we were transitioning between administrations, and there was a concern based upon the run-up and the overages that we needed this level of monitoring. I don't anticipate that this will be a condition of the next RAN, but that'll largely depend on, at that point, based upon y'all's observance of our spending practices, if we can be allowed to do that without monitoring. So I would certainly argue that, I know from my perspective and from the mayor's perspective, we would argue against having weekly meetings every week to do this, but that largely depends upon how we manage our finances between the end of this monitoring period through the request for that RAN, I anticipate. Thank you.
If there are no other questions, Clerk, can we get item number 5 so we can get payroll done?
Yes. We have resolution R2667 is being withdrawn, and we have a substitute resolution by Councilmember Harris by request, approving and ratifying the release of $6,845,155.97 from the City of New Orleans Employee Emergency Payroll Fund to cover the cost of payroll-related expenses for the city employees other than the police and fire departments for the pay beginning January 18, 2026 and ending January 31st, 2026. The foregoing authorization shall be subject to concurrence by the Louisiana Legislative Auditor in accordance with City Code 70-415.347D. We need the vote to receive.
I've moved. Councilmember Hughes has seconded. We have 6 yeas.
We need the vote to add.
I've moved. Councilmember Green has seconded. We have 6 yeas.
And we can vote on the matter.
I'll move. Council President Morrell has seconded. All in favor? 6 yeas.
At the top of page 2, we have a report from Abigail Vian transmitting a 90-day departmental overtime spending projections pursuant to ordinance number 30,522 MCS. This may be received. We have a report of Abigail Vian submitting the February 2026 report of Budget Audit and Board of Review Committee. This may be received. We have a report of Abigail Vian transmitting a biweekly expenditure reduction report pursuant to ordinance number 30,522 MCS. This may be received. Item 4, we have ordinance calendar 35,331 by council members Hughes, Morrell, Harris, Green, King, Willard, and McCarron by request. An ordinance to amend ordinance number 30,531 MCS as amended entitled, an ordinance providing an operating budget of expenditures for the City of New Orleans for the year 2026 to move funds from the City Council to Department of Public Works for street light replacement and maintenance and otherwise to provide respects thereto.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Members, this codifies the great announcement that was made by our mayor in conjunction with the City Council on yesterday for us to light up our I-10 corridor and major evacuation routes. What this will do, It will take $2.8 million from the Entergy settlement funds to fund this initiative. Really want to commend the leadership of our Mayor, Helena Moreno, our Council President, J.P. Morrell, and all of our colleagues on this council for their hard work, which will ensure that our major arteries are lit up, our grid is hardened, and this is a major win for our residents. With that, I would move adoption, and I will recognize Council President Morrell.
Thank you. It's be really brief. I just want to highlight this was an impressive effort by the council and the mayor working together to resolve a long-standing problem that has plagued our residents using resources that we currently have without increasing taxes, and is a reasonable and effective use of taxpayer dollars.
Thank you, Mr. President. Councilmember Green is recognized.
I'd like to thank you, Councilmember Hughes. I'd like to also emphasize the importance the importance of yesterday, and to just state to residents that, you know, we certainly have heard your concern over a long period of time. Now, coming together with the mayor, the council is allocating the resources that are going to make possible the lighting up of areas that have long been dimmed and also out of lights. My district includes part of the high rise. It also includes the intersection of I-610 and 10. And very honestly, there have been many complaints, including from my office, for many years, well, 4 years, on those intersections, because people have complained, and rightfully so, afraid that they could run out of gas and have to stop. It's a good move on yesterday, but what was most impressive was seeing the mayor and the council together making that announcement on something as important as this. It portends for a great future in that respect, and I look forward to those lights being lit up and other work getting done with us working cooperatively.
Thank you. Any additional comments from members? If not, I move, second by Councilmember McCarron. Please vote your machines. 7 yeas, no nays.
We can vote to adjourn.
I'll move to adjourn, second by Councilmember Willard.
The ordinance.
Any objections? Hearing none. 7 yeas, no nays. We're adjourned.